The monarch population has been in decline for the past few decades. The loss of breeding habitat throughout much of the United States has strongly influenced this decline. Many people and organizations are working to reverse this trend by restoring habitat that will benefit both monarchs and other pollinators. Monitoring these projects is important to understanding how they are impacting monarchs and how we can make them more effective.
The Integrated Monarch Monitoring Program was developed to address gaps in our knowledge about the status and trends of monarchs and their habitats. Monarchs have 4 different stages in their life cycle, including an egg, a larva, a pupa, and an adult, the butterfly. And the adult butterflies lay the eggs on milkweed plants. That is the only type of plant that monarch caterpillars can eat. The eggs take anywhere from 3 to 5 days to hatch, depending on temperature. And as larvae, they go through 5 different instars, which is just the period between the larval molts. They're in the caterpillar or the larval stage for about 2 weeks, and then they pupate, forming a chrysalis. One thing we don't know is how much milkweed currently exists on the landscape. We don't really know which land use types it's currently growing in, how much of it, and then similarly, we don't really know the nectar availability across the landscape. So running these surveys helps us get at some of those questions and find out where monarch habitat exists, how much of it, and where monarchs are using it.
Monarchs use the nectar throughout their breeding season, and then they also use it to fuel up before heading south to Mexico when they migrate. When we survey the blooming forbs wildflowers that are available, it gives us a picture of what nectar resources are available at the site for monarchs. And then it also lets us know what time they're blooming, as the seasonality can be affected by a lot of different factors.
Right. So, looks like this is out of our plot, but we have this goldenrod in A. Catherine, which goldenrod is this?
I think it's Canada goldenrod, so full can is our code in A.
Okay.
Anything else?
Don't have anything else in B.
I think that's all gone to seed. So
Looks like we don't have anything else in C. Lost a lot of milkweed from changing agricultural practices, particularly in the Midwest and in other areas due to development and things like that.
We're out here doing activity 2 and 3, so we're looking for adult monarchs, eggs, and larvae on milkweed and those that are flying around.
Surveying adult monarchs helps us track their abundance and their behavior at each site. We can also learn about what blooming plants they're using throughout the season.
So we found these common milkweed plants. So I'm checking them for monarch eggs and caterpillars, even the yellow ones.
This monitoring can also include rearing monarchs from the site to study their survival.
Throughout the Integrated Monarch Monitoring Program, we try to include citizen scientists and landowners as much as possible. Not only does this allow us to collect more data throughout more varied regions of our country, but it also allows us to help initiate and inspire more monarch conservation.
There's a lot of conservation work happening on the ground to restore habitat. These conservation lands have an important role to play in providing critical resources to sustain monarchs, pollinators, and other species. These restoration efforts and those of community members helping to collect important data give us hope for sustaining a viable population of monarchs and their incredible migration.